Dear everyone who watched this video, okay, yes, I get it, I agree with you 100%. I should have put Deftones way higher on this list, but I was hesitant to even put them there at all. I mean, while they came to prominence during the nu metal wave, most of their stuff, at least post-White Pony, is not nu metal. Hell, even back then, they never really fit comfortably into that label. They've never fit comfortably into any kind of genre. I guess you could say they're metallic, digital, ambient, shoegaze on steroids? Question mark? I'd say the easiest way to describe this band is to just say, well, they're the Radiohead of metal. No, really, they're eclectic, experimental, and just the teensiest bit eccentric, and they never do anything according to the standards of what their slotted genre would demand. It feels wrong to brand them as anything, you know? I mean, what is Deftones? It's Deftones, and on this album, that tradition of uniqueness continues on strong. The thing is, as a fan of the Deft Ones, you kinda come to expect a complex, mystical, and intensely heady kind of experience. It's not usually one you love right out of the gates, you know? I mean, there might be tracks here and there, but on the whole, most albums take a few spins before you really settle into their groove. But from my experience with this album, I can say that was the shortest settling in experience I've ever had. I really dig this album. It's blissfully harmonic. They are really working the mellow vibe here, and they're working it until it's blue in the fucking gills. Prayers, triangles, hearts, wires, and show us the silky smooth side to their sound that can just be so hypnotic and lull-inducing. I'd say this is an album to get influenced with, but the music does such a good job of putting you in that positively numb feeling vibe that no outside assistance is really required here. Though that's not to say the album isn't also intensely heavy. In fact, tracks like Doomed User, the self-titled track, and the album closer, Rubicon, are absolutely flesh-tearing. Chino Moreno's voice does an excellent job of bouncing from melodious to throat-searing at a moment's notice, and he sells every lyric with the passion and ferocity that it needs to truly hit you right in the center of the fucking chest, you know? And hell, the same could be said of pretty much every member of the band. Abe Cunningham's drums in particular really impress. He's developed so much as a drummer over the years. You really catch it if you've been listening a while, switching in and out of time signatures the way Wes Scantlin switches out of jail cells. Sergio Vega does a proficient job, again proving that he was the right guy for the job after Chi Chang's untimely passing. And Frank Delgado's keys are very subtle and nuanced. Not terribly prominent, but just adding just the right pinch of sonic zest to bring the melodies to the forefront. But I personally have to give the gold star on this album to Stephen Carpenter's guitar work. The man absolutely crushes with his riffs here, bringing out the perfect balance between harmonious, clean leads, punishing distorted breakdowns, and even the occasional solo. And by God, no song on the album showcases this better than Phantom Bride. Sweet edible Jesus. This track alone makes the whole album worth a purchase. This song and the album in general really give off a very morose feeling. It's a very not happy album, lyrically or tonally, but it isn't unhappy in that emo, whiny, I'm too deep for you to understand, I have issues, you're not my real dad kind of way. No, this album exudes a genuine and gripping melancholy. It's a pain and anguish that rests heavy in the center of your soul and pushes you down slowly until you gradually sink into the earth's crust. It's the same feeling you get from watching an art house horror film, you know? It's haunting, moody, and deeply unsettling. But you also can't help but admire how stunning it is in the execution. It's the most fucking fun you can have while being miserable and scared. But trust me, I promise that's an endorsement. I mean, that's what I ultimately love about this band. They can take something that in the hands of less talented artists could be unpleasant, difficult, or potentially pretentious, and make it one of the most enjoyable experiences you can have while wearing headphones. It isn't exactly perfect. Again, the slightly schizophrenic nature of the album might turn some people away, but this is a unique and downright illicitly gorgeous record that even your non-metal friends might be able to jam to. Hell, if you're new to the Deftones or haven't had a taste since the early days, I'd say this would probably serve as a good place to jump back in. If you haven't gone deaf, give this album a serious go. It's legit, and if you already have, duh. Gore gets 4.5 art house horror flicks out of 5.